Greetings and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News for this Tuesday, November 4th, also known as Election Day 2025. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. It's good to be with you as these days get shorter. Here are some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The man who used his vehicle to tear up Leavenworth's downtown pedestrian park last Christmas has met justice in the Chelan County courts. He'll be serving a combination of jail time and community service. And a tiny rural school becomes the victim of burglary as someone breaks into its maintenance shop and makes off with several $1,000s worth of tools and equipment. Weather-wise, the hot, dry days of the year are now definitely behind us. It was slightly cooler than normal today, with a fair amount of moisture called for going into the night. Grant turns over his forecasting duties to our morning show host, Dan Kuntz, today. He'll be along a little later with your complete weather outlook. But first, our top story tonight. Okanogan County Sheriff Paul Budrow says a single vehicle crash outside the town of Okanogan proved deadly on Saturday. Responders were summoned about 1 a.m. to the intersection of Conconully Road and Tarbert Loop Road, where a GMC pickup truck driven by 21-year-old Isaiah Marlon Harry had rolled and ejected multiple passengers. A female victim in the passenger seat was not thrown but died from head injuries sustained in the crash. All told, 11 individuals were in the vehicle when it rolled, and many of them told police they'd been consuming alcohol during Halloween night. 9 people were taken for treatment of injuries, including a 15-year-old girl whose injuries appeared life-threatening. Budrow says Harry was jailed on charges including vehicular homicide and 9 counts of vehicular assault. The Washington State Patrol is assisting the Okanogan Sheriff in the investigation. The Texas man accused of vandalizing the iconic Front Street Park in Leavenworth was sentenced Monday to jail and community service. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports Zachary Soltis, age 29, pled guilty to second-degree malicious mischief Monday morning in Chelan County Superior Court. Prosecutors originally charged Soltis with first-degree malicious mischief and reckless driving. Judge Robert Jordan followed the recommendations from prosecutors and Soltis' attorney to sentence him to 20 days in jail, order he pay $8,048 in restitution to the city, and complete 160 hours of community service. Detectives believe Soltis caused about $16,000 in damage on December 22, 2024, by doing donuts in the park with a Toyota Tundra. Soltis will be allowed to carry out his community service in his home state of Texas. The Chinese national charged with operating an illicit marijuana growing operation near Orondo faces a possible trial date in January. 51-year-old Yahui Wu of Renton is charged with unlawful production of cannabis and maintaining a drug property for allegedly growing more than 3,000 unlicensed cannabis plants on an orchard property north of Orondo. Investigators with the Columbia River Drug Task Force raided the site on October 22nd. They said it appears to be part of an international criminal operation based in China. Wu is so far the only person arrested in the case. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber last week set his trial date for January 14th, although the scheduling is likely to change. All 3,000 cannabis plants were destroyed after their seizure by police. The city of Chelan says it has made progress towards securing a permanent indoor location for the Chelan post office after residents have had their mail processed out of a temporary mobile unit for the majority of the year. The city has utilized the mobile unit since March, while the original post office building undergoes renovations. Postmaster Randy Koppel and Mayor Aaron McCardle say they've identified a new unspecified location in the downtown area. The city says collaboration between local, state, and federal partners has recently renewed and credited U.S. Representative Kim Schreier, who represents Washington's 8th District, for helping accelerate the leasing process. The city will share more information as a relocation comes closer. Well, when we come back, we spent the last several weeks here on NCWLIFE introducing you to the candidates for various local offices. Tonight's the night we find out who will be taking on some key government posts as election 2025 comes to an end. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax. It's done.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Teachers and staff at the tiny Palisades Elementary School in rural Douglas County discovered a burglary Monday morning. The school building itself was not the target. Instead, someone broke into the detached shop behind the school and made off with an estimated $5,000 worth of tools and maintenance equipment. The crime happened late Sunday night, and Douglas County Undersheriff Tyler Kale says school security cameras caught images of a smaller, older blue pickup leaving the scene shortly after 10 p.m. But there's little other information on the suspects. The school at 1114 Palisades Road serves the Moses Coulee community with 2 classrooms, 3 teachers, and a current class of 29 students from pre-kindergarten through 6th grade. Kale says school officials are still compiling an inventory of all the items taken in the burglary. The Chelan-Douglas Health District says its Nurse Family Partnership Program has outperformed all similar programs in the state. NFP programs pair a visiting nurse with first-time families in need, providing support from pregnancy through the child's 2nd birthday. The Health District's program has served 211 Wenatchee Valley families since it launched in 2019. In a recent scoring of all 13 NFP sites in Washington, the Chelan-Douglas program received the highest fidelity score of all, meaning it meets or exceeds all measures for achieving positive outcomes. National research has found such programs help reduce medical costs, as well as keeping families and babies healthy. Well, tonight marks the end of the 18-day voting period for the 2025 general election. Voters in the Wenatchee Valley were asked to consider local initiatives as well as choose candidates for school boards and municipal offices. Contested races include one for Port Commissioner from Douglas County, an Eastmont School Board seat, an East Wenatchee City Council position, and more school board posts in the Cashmere and Wenatchee districts. Voting was set to close at 8 p.m. Going into the evening, an estimated 23% of Chelan County voters had returned their ballots and 22% in Douglas. You can find the most current results on our website, ncwlife.com, after the polls close, and get the roundup tomorrow morning from Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Coming up next on the NCWLIFE Evening News, as SNAP benefits hang in the balance in Washington, local food banks are preparing for a surge. And weather-wise, a wet one is shaping up for this evening, with more precipitation likely this week, at least through Thursday. Dan Kuntz will navigate into the eye of the storm, followed by Eric Granstrom with a fat fistful of sports. That's coming up as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council says it began to see some increased need last week as SNAP users prepared for the funding to end. SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, sometimes known as food stamps, was set to completely lose funding on November 1st until 2 federal judges ruled the government must use emergency funding to at least partially pay for it. The holdup in SNAP funding is expected to put strain on food banks. There are about 14,000 SNAP clients in Chelan and Douglas counties. The Community Action Council's executive director, Alan Walker, spoke to NCWLIFE about what he's expecting and how others can help meet the need.
I would say the majority, probably 75 to 80% of our people coming through our food pantry are working families. And they're just, at the end of the month, just don't have enough money left over to put groceries in the refrigerator and food on the table. But the vast majority are working families. Another large percentage are seniors living on a fixed budget. And as food prices escalate, their Social Security benefits are not keeping up with that. And it's heart-wrenching. We see lots of widows and widowers coming in here that are 75, 80, 85 years old and first time to visit a food pantry. And they're a little scared. Our volunteers and our staff are wonderful. They welcome people in with open arms and just say, we're here to help you. Thursday we were hit pretty hard, and we had probably 25 to 30% more people come through on Thursday than we typically see. Close to 100 people. Usually we're around 70 to 75 people coming through on a given day. We're going to experience people that are going to really struggle just to put a bowl of cereal on the table for their kids of a morning. It's impacting school meal programs. It's impacting a lot of different things that people have been helped with. And it's a little bit scary in uncharted times for people. And we just want people to know that we're here to help. We will do all that we can to be sure that people are fed. We don't want people going hungry. We don't want kids going to school hungry. We don't want parents going to bed hungry at night and having to get up and go to work the next day. We do a continuous restocking. So we stock it obviously before the pantry opens, and then just kind of depending on the need, volunteers will restock it a couple more times while the pantry is open. We continue to restock it. So we try to make it so it really doesn't matter if you're the first person or the last person into the pantry. Your selection and opportunity is going to be equal. We limit certain items just because there's a limit to how much we have, and we want folks to have that equal opportunity. To just because you weren't the first one in the door doesn't mean that you don't have the same access. Canned pasta sauce goes very quickly. Peanut butter, those two things we see just go extremely quick. We're really looking for canned goods, especially canned vegetables, canned soups, canned stews, canned other proteins like canned chicken. And then on the dry side, we're making a call out for pastas and rice, tortillas and cereals. And baby food and baby formula is certainly a high need, especially because that was one of the benefits with the SNAP program, to purchase those baby products as well. And so those are the things that we're really focusing on right now. They can bring it to us here at our location on 1700 North Wenatchee Avenue, just behind JetPro Auto Wash. They can drop it off here. We're here Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5:30.
Hello, weather fans. Good Tuesday afternoon. Dan Coons filling in for Grant Olson. Beautiful view from high atop Hay Canyon, named after one of the pioneering families in the Kashmir area, the Canyon family, of course, who first settled up Hay Canyon many, many years ago. Get ready for a whole bunch of rain. But first things first, let's take a sneak peek at what all of November has in store from the Climate Prediction Center. They nailed October. They said October was going to be cool and wet, and it was. What do they think for November? Temperature-wise, as you can see, leaning a little bit above normal for the entire month of November, but precipitation a little above normal as well. So it looks like, from the Climate Prediction Center, November as a whole will be slightly warmer and a little bit wetter than most Novembers. And keep in mind, November is usually about the wettest month we have around here in the north central Washington area. It was a pretty chilly day today, all things considered, just a few degrees below normal. We had all that rain. It tapered off about 7 o'clock this morning. This is the one day where we're really not going to have any rain at all, but it's coming starting at about 7 o'clock tonight. And I remember November of 1973. It was really cold. And of course, are you getting used to those early sunsets now? 4:28 tonight. Yeah, those short days, and they're getting shorter. We're losing about 3 minutes of daylight every day. Highs tomorrow, right around normal, actually a little bit above normal, because we're going to have some kind of mid-tropical moisture coming in. 55 in Ephrata, 55 in Moses Lake, about the same in Quincy. A little bit cooler in Wenatchee. Ellensburg, by the way, not only are you going to be about 50 degrees, guess what? You're going to be windy. Everybody is going to see widespread rain throughout the course of the day on Wednesday, but the real weather maker is going to be tonight. It's going to come down like cats and dogs. This is what it's going to be at about 3 o'clock in the morning. We could get a half an inch of rain, And this is, as Grant mentioned yesterday, this isn't one big storm system. It's a whole bunch of little systems that's just feeding in one after the other, which is why we're just going to have rain and rain and rain. Essentially, the rain will start coming down about 7 o'clock tonight, and it's not going to really stop raining. We'll see the rain will either come down pretty heavy or pretty light, but consistent all the way through Friday morning, a real soaker of a forecast. Thursday, rain all day and a high of 55. So the temperature is going to be a little bit above normal. And for you pass travelers, you don't have a lot to worry about because the passes are going to get rain, not snow. Even the higher passes, with the exception of the North Cascades Highway, that's up there like close to 7,000 feet, they're going to get snow. But Stevens, Blewett, I-90, no problems there. They're going to get rain, not snow. We're finally going to see a little bit of sunshine, believe it or not, on Friday afternoon after the rain tapers off. And because we'll have clear skies, those overnight lows going to get right down to mid-30s because our overnight lows have been very mild. We've had the cloud cover. When you have the cloud cover at night, you have the blanket. The overnight lows have a tendency to be pretty mild. Saturday, not bad. We're going to start drying out Friday afternoon, but we still can't rule out the occasional hit and miss shower on Saturday and Sunday. Temperature is going to be maybe a little bit above normal, a little bit of rain on Sunday, spilling into Monday, but nothing like we're going to get tonight. Again, I can't stress this enough. Starting about 7 o'clock tonight, you'll notice the rain is going to start coming down in the overnight hours tonight into Wednesday. It's going to come down in buckets, and it's going to rain all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, Thursday night into Friday before we finally get a chance to dry out and see old Mr. Sunshine. So needless to say, things a little on the unsettled side. Your forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee. It's where comfort, care, and community come together. There you go. Lots and lots of rain tonight. The overnight hours, it's going to come down probably at a rate that you'll be able to hear it. Rain all day Wednesday, rain Wednesday night, rain all day Thursday, rain Thursday night, tapers off about 10 a.m. on Friday morning, and then we finally dry out and see a little bit of sunshine, but we are in for one of the longest stretches of continuous rain we've seen around here in a long, long time. All right, that's your forecast. Our good friend Eric Granstrom does sports, and he does it well, and it's coming up. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office and Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
And a good Tuesday to you. Arizona, with a backup quarterback who most thought was out of the NFL, beat Dallas last night 27-17. Jacoby Brissett, now in his 7th NFL team, threw for over 220 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Cardinals to their 3rd win of the season. Arizona, by the way, will be Seattle's opponent this Sunday at Lumen Field after the Seahawks dispatched Washington Sunday night. Coach Mike McDonald was asked if he's surprised at the play of Sam Darnold so far this season.
Yeah, I don't think we had expectations. We have a vision for what we felt like he could do, and it's a pretty big vision. How he's playing right now, and he's doing a great job. But the things that we thought he could do, he's definitely doing that, and probably then some. I mean, we brought him in to be our quarterback, be a leader, win games, be efficient. I mean, all those things he's doing.
Meanwhile, Jackson Smith-Njigba has become a Swiss Army knife for Seattle's offense, leading the league in receptions. McDonald says he provides a challenge in many ways for defenses.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's different mechanisms based off of the defensive systems you're in that teams can get to take receivers away based on the situation. First, give credit to our offensive coaches for moving them around and making him a moving target. But if you're going to spend a lot of resources on making sure he doesn't catch the ball, then our guys are showing that they can take advantage of those opportunities and those one-on-ones, and Sam can deliver the ball to him. So it's great. It's great. It's something that we're going to still have to take advantage. I know if we were game planning against us, that would be one of our top priorities, is taking care of Jax, and I'm sure the teams are thinking the same thing. So that's something we need to be taking into account moving forward.
Defensively, rookie Nick Emanwari continues to impress. McDonald says, well, he's not very surprised about that.
Yeah, well, the play on the perimeter was a play we expect him to make. I mean, one of the reasons we have him in that position is so he can be a factor on the perimeter screen game and the perimeter run game, and he continues to make those plays. And when you can eliminate those plays, offensively, it narrows their menu, and that's really helpful. But that was a tremendous play, and that's something that we're going to want to encourage him to still do. Like his body position when he strikes, his hand placement, all those things. We expect him to keep improving, and I know he'll put the work in and do it, and we have a plan for that. In terms of him and Spoon, I'd say the number one thing is just the energy those guys bring to the table, the competitiveness. Where they're playing, it really right now depends on our secondary depth and how many corners we have up. But I think the cool thing is there is some flexibility, and Nick's shown the capacity to handle multiple positions, which is exciting, and it's showing us that we can keep giving him new responsibilities.
Seattle has reportedly added to its wide receiver core prior to today's trade deadline. According to Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport, Rashid Shaheed is coming to Seattle from the New Orleans Saints in exchange for a 4th and 6th round draft picks next year. Shaheed has 44 receptions for 499 yards and a couple of touchdowns with the 1-8 Saints this season. Well, the Seattle Kraken earned a victory on home ice in regulation last night. After 2 losses in a row in overtime, Seattle topped Chicago 3-1 in NHL play at Climate Pledge Arena.
For Chicago, gains the red line, now carries it into the zone. Vlasic takes it in behind the net. In front, one-timer, Joey save, rebound in front to court, scramble for it, still keeps it out of the net. Loose again and rolls through the crease. Here's Ryan Winterton for Seattle.
Thick or thin tape? Thick. A lot of questions with that, Ian. I mean, that's serious stuff.
I'm with you. Hit the shot and score from the blue line. Jamie Alexiak looks like he got it. 1-0 Seattle.
Well, if I wear long pants, it goes to my ankles. If I wear my hockey pants, they go to the top of my knees. That's the only answer I can give you.
Eberle in front. Beniers shoots and scores. Matty Beniers got it. 2-0 Seattle. A power play goal. Here's Marchment for Seattle down the left wing boards. Renzel there. Dropped it off Beniers. Had a man go to the front of the net. It's Eberle shoots and Soderblom makes a great save and he'll hold on.
Prep football playoff schedule is set for local teams. Wenatchee will travel to Pasco Friday to face very tough Chihuahua at 6 o'clock at Edgar Brown Stadium. On Saturday, Moses Lake hosts Issaquah at 1 o'clock. Eastmont visits Sumner at 7. 2A crossover games will be played Saturday with Ephrata at Steilacoom at 2. Othello hosts Renton. East Valley hosts Rogers of Spokane. Sila's on the road at Seaholm. Royal plays host to Kingsway Christian Friday night at 6 o'clock in the 1A tournament. Omak visits Colville at 7. Cashmere will host Kalama at 2 o'clock. That'll be Saturday afternoon. Central Washington 2B teams will play crossover games on Friday and Saturday. Tedasket visits Clallam Friday at 6. Okanogan hosts Warden at 7, while Brewster hosts Columbia Burbank. White Swan travels to Liberty Bell Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for this Tuesday edition of the NCWLIFE Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. Our channel is also now available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We hope to see Grant Olson back here tomorrow evening. Stay well, be kind, and until then, have a great night.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.